The march up north continues as we travel for the third time this season dito sa Orion Sports Complex in Bataan, where we feature the Marikina Shoe Masters putting an end to their 4-game losing skid the last time out. Mga kalaban nila yung kupunan na nagnanais makakuha ng unang panalo in their division, the Parañaque Patriots. Yan yung magatunggali sa ating first game ng ating triple header to cap off this week, this Saturday. Marikina versus Parañaque, followed by San Juan taking on Bacolod, and then Binyan Tatakjel Megawagi will square off against the One Bataan Risers. Magandang hapon mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, ganun kabilis, no? Pang-8 laro na nitong magkabilang upunan na ito, and it's very important, especially for Parañaque, para hindi sila mabaon na tuluyan dito.
Oh, napakahalaga na patuloy silang, at least the very least mag-compete sila, no? Makakuha ng isang panalo para masimulan na kahit paano yung hopefully magandang momentum para sa kanila.
And batiin natin yung mga nanonood sa atin live on our official MPBL YouTube channel, also on our Facebook page, on Tap Sports, and on Solar Sports. Let's bring in our third member of our panel, Miss Andrea Endicio. And sis, grabe, summer na, and we're here dito sa Orion. Anong balita sa ating dalawang teams heading to this matchup?
Una sa lahat, happy Saturday, Ken and Coach Mike. You know what? Every time na nandito ako sa Bataan, palagi kong naaalala yung Hail Mary shot nitong si June Manzo. A reminder that anything can happen in a ball game. At yan din nga ang naging reminder nitong si Coach Jello Nebres to his boys upon facing Parañaque. Actually, mixed emotions nga daw siya sa team na ito, no? Because they have the talent, the pieces, the skills. So medyo nagtataka daw siya, bakit nga ba this team loses for about 15 to 20 points in a game? Well, ang gusto lang daw maalala niya ng kanyang mga players ngayon is that respect should be the name of the game. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. And well, these two teams, they're trying to establish a winning culture dito sa kanilang respective squads, especially in this loaded North Division. Pero balikan natin, no, yung mga aganapan kahapon. Nagtungo po tayo sa unang pagkakataon sa bayan ng San Rafael in Bulacan. May Kawayan beating Rizal off that hot shooting from beyond the arc by May Kawayan. Mindoro finally beating a team above 500, itong Basilan 83-75, and Bulacan making up for that heartbreaking loss nung kanilang unang home game against Imus. Tinalo nila ang Manila 83-75, and those wins, Coach Mike, have huge implications in our team standings. Unahin natin yung South Division, where we're still seeing the Gensan Warriors. Sila wala pang talo, 7 wins, no losses, but later we'll have Binyan playing. They are at 4-3.
Yeah, Binyan right now at 4-3 behind yung stifling defense nila, and of course yung double threat nito ni Nika Banyero, hoping to get a win later on. And of course Bacolod at 1-6 will really need to turn to everyone's brilliance, lalo na wala yung kailang numero 1 player na si Ian Melencio continues to be out because of injuries.
At sa North Division naman, 4 sa teams natin maglalaro today. You have San Juan at 4-1, but the other 3 teams, they're lagging behind. Gusto nilang makahabol, no, in getting a better position in the team standings.
Oh, riding high ang San Juan at 4-1. Locked in naman at 3-3, 500 itong Bataan Risers. Of course, definitely coming out the offensive, performance of Kani, and everyone else really just hoping to be better, especially coming out of today's games.
One of those teams is Marikina, Coach Mike. Maganda yung start nila in the season. They started off with 2 straight wins, 4 na sunod-sunod na pagkatalo, but they finally redeemed themselves with this win over Negros.
So, snapping yung 4 na game na slide nila after nila ma-demolish itong Negros. Louis Vigil was explosive in that game, and Marikina really came out firing. 91 attempts, 42% shooting, and double-digit advantages, everything inside the paint, along the board. It's tough if you're gonna be playing like that against Negros.
Itong Marikina, gustong back-to-back wins ulit. Lalo, naghahabol sila in the North Division. Makakalaban nila itong Parañaque Patriots in their last game against Batangas. Not much different, getting blown out, and slowly, they have to really find that sense of urgency, Coach Mike, in getting perhaps a win today.
Patuloy na bigo, yun ang masasabi mo dito sa Parañaque. 4 na 7 talo na to, and really they could not buy a bucket in that game, and they need an urgent need to regroup to talk things out. Lalo na if you look at that 25% shooting, I don't think you're winning any game if you're shooting only that low.
Punta na natin si Richard Tampos, who's now introducing the starters of Marikina and Parañaque.
At the MANNY Sports Complex, Orion, Bataan. Live on Solar Sports, Tap Sports, YouTube channel, and on Facebook. It's Marikina versus Parañaque in Season 8 of Manny Pacquiao's MPBL, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. Let's carry on. First, the starting five for Marikina, Big Z Burger. Center number 78, JR Alabanza. At forward number 31, Jeff Habilionar. At guard number 14, Jetro Escoto. Also at guard number 2, Ace Chamson. Forward number 8, Louis Vigil. Their head coach is Angelo Nebres. Assistant coaches Carlo Domangas, Mong Basco, Mel Gador, Robin Zapanta, and Jello Olermo. Team consultant, Bam Ledesma. Team managers, Michael Gonzalez and Doc Rianji Pio Quinto. Team honors, Marikina City Councilor Elvis Tolentino. Starters for Parañaque Patriots. Playing center number 26, Mark Sarangay. Forward number 24, Marlon Monte. Also at forward number 23, Alvin Pasaol. Point guard number 11, Ryusei Koga. The other guard number 8, the Iceman, Damark Matiliano. They are led by J.R. Villanueva, assisted by R.J. Mojica and Darwin Santos. Team manager Jason De La Cruz, the team owner Jemal Vizcara. Referees for this ball game are crew chief Edmar Amis.
Starting five is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL Marikina. Magsisimula para sa kanila si Jetro Escoto, Ace Chamson, Jer Alabanza, Jeff Habilionar, and Louis Vigil for Parañaque, Rosey Koga, Tomark Patiliano, Mark Sarangay, Marlon Monte, and Alvin Pasaon. First game book ng ating triple header. The tip going to the side of the guys in white, Marikina. Kasalukuyang 3-4, while Parañaque 0-7. Louis Vigil coming off that strong game. What I like about that last game of Louis Vigil, Coach Mike, is he was much better of picking his spots. As you see, Jetro Escoto floated up and in for the first basket of Marikina.
Well, tingin ko isa na yun sa mga bagay na patuloy na, in my opinion, he's getting more accustomed to. This is a so much better version of a Louis Vigil that we're getting here this season. And I think if only his other teammates would start helping out and giving their own contributions, you know, maaaring magkaroon ng 2-game win streak ito ang Marikina Bigs, pero samantala ito namang Parañaque talagang hinahanap pa rin yung panalo. Hopefully also they get this today.
Louis Vigil attacks and scores. 4-0 start for Marikina.
Oh, what a move right there by Louis Vigil.
And I'm sure if you're Louis, you want to make up for that performance he had here. Dito sila unang natalo itong Marikina. They were 2-0. Nakalaban nila yung Gensan Warriors in a game where lumamang pa sila, Coach Mike, 15-4. But then Gensan, behind their strong defense and their running game, able to turn things around. Lumamang sila at di na nakabalik itong Marikina.
Oo nga, kaya napakahalaga dito sa Marikina na magpatuloy sa kanilang klase ng performance because you know, things can change quickly, lalo na depende sa schedule na makukuha mo. They've been having a tough start. At least they got a win last game and the hope is magpatuloy nga itong streak para sa kanila. Meantime, Marlon Monte, I mean, 7 games played. He started in a couple of them. Really getting average minutes at 18 per game.
MANNY Pay is the digital wallet built for the community. Oh, supply pa rin mga free throws si Marlon Monte. Usually, a solid free throw shooter.
Yeah. This season is only shooting 50% and so mababa yun considering na si Marlon Monte pinag-uusapan natin.
Villar inside scores 6-0 Marikina. Kasi si Marlon Monte usually high volume free throw shooter above 70%.
Yes.
Diba?
Oo. At saka alam mong may kakayanang umiscore itong si Marlon Monte. So, you pair that with a good performance of Ryusei Koga, you have a good combination. Louis Vigil continues to attack the lane, run the break, and he always does, the right decisions, decelerates and finishes.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Louis Vigil with 4 early points. Maaga din ang paggiling ng timeout ng Parañaque.
Back into the game. One kind of anything and one must steal. That way is going to even up the game. 9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? Wipes out! Wins the game!
Win the game. Easy lang with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sports book of the MPBL. Scan a QR code to pay or visit www.sportsplus.ph. You saw Eman Galman earlier. The Bacolod Mascara will take on the San Juan Knights in our second game.
Yeah, that is another team na sayang yung hindi pagka-available ni Ian Melencio. So far, in all the 4 games that he's played, he's been one of the top players this season.
Finally, nakapuntos na ang Parañaque. Louis Vigil. Took sa pass to Jeff Villar. There was a foul whistled on Sam Peralta.
Si Sam Peralta ba at one point naglaro sa San Juan? Tama ba ako?
I'm not sure. Parang hindi.
Parang hindi,
Basta last season sa Bulacan yan eh.
Yeah.
Tapos naglaro din siya sa Negros. Diba? And also with Davao Occidental.
Okay.
Then 2, 8-point lead for Marikina. Approaching 3 minutes gone by in the first quarter.
Boy, this offense has slowed down to a grind para dito sa Parañaque. And Ryusei Koga to the rescue now. That's empty.
Bedisa yan.
Oo naman. Ito na naman
Napapangiti ka
tayo
talaga eh. Ha?
Alam mo, nakakatawa kahapon when you guys were saying na, ayan, sigurado pag tumira to si Bam Gamalila, nakangiti si Coach Mike. Alam nyo, nakangiti ako.
Pag pa yata tumira, nakangiti ka na eh.
Pero natatawa kasi ako sa inyong dalawa.
Ha?
Natatawa ako sa inyong dalawa.
Louis Vigil supply yung kanyang tira from the baseline. Mateliano maintains his dribble. The Iceman. Still with the rock, gives it up to Mark Sarangay. Pasaol. Clipped while taking the free. Foul will be called on Marikina. It's going to go against Louis Vigil. Tinitignan nila, no? Palagay ko, tutuloy na nila itong challenge na ito.
Sumisenyas kasi si Louis Vigil na wala eh.
Sinindihan na ang dilaw na ilaw. Malalaman natin yung resulta ng challenge ng Marikina. Coach Jeno Nebres. Let's see if he'll win his first coach's challenge.
nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang pupunan. Basketball muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon.
After the review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Successful challenge for Coach Geno Nebres. By the way, just want to greet a happy birthday kanyang misis na si Nina Cruz Nebres. Tingnan natin yung nangyari dito sa last play where they initially called a foul on Louis Vigil.
Medyo malayo nga, hindi talaga inaabot.
Naipanalo pa ng Marikina yung tip. Villar hands it off to Louis Vigil.
Nice pass.
Alabanza one-hander gets the friendly bounce.
Liking that in Louis Vigil na hindi lang siya yung naghahanap ng paraan kung paano makascore. He's been averaging roughly about 3 assists per game. And alam mo na marami pa siyang maibibigay na pagtulong dyan sa paghahanap ng mga kakampi niya na libre. Ng matchup to. Alvin Pasaol versus JR. They run it off.
Lalim masyado.
Oo.
Ace Tiamson leaning in. Wala. Vigil rebound. Pass back to Ace Tiamson. You like how Louis Vigil, despite Tiamson missing the initial shot, binalikan niya agad si Ace.
Oo. Kung tutusin, alam mo, mas marami pa nga ang average ng fast break nitong Parañaque versus itong Marikina. But at the rate that they're playing, mukhang mas mabilis ang tempo para dito sa sa Marikina.
Pasaol with a teardrop. It's his first basket. 10-point lead. Another pass by Louis Vigil, this time to JR Alabanza.
A couple of buckets already for JR Alabanza, all of them coming off assists galing kay Louis Vigil. Pangatlo na yata ni Louis Vigil yan, assist. Pang-apat na nga.
Magsarangay, not even close on that shot.
They're posting him up. You say Koga, that was a good thing. There you go.
Naiwanan si Ace Tiamson. Supply lang yung kanyang tira galing sa labas. Pasaol. Bumulong si Vigil at si Alvin. Foul will be called on Louis Vigil. Live game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
Beautiful pass galing kay Louis Vigil after pumunta sa backdoor cut and free right in front of the rim. Itong si JR Alabanza. Well executed play for Marikina that time. Well, you're up big if you're Marikina. And Parañaque, pinag-uusapan natin kanina, 7 talo, 7 beses na bigo. Itong magandang pagkakataon sa kanila para at the very least bigyan ng magandang laban itong Marikina. But so far, this has been a slow grind game. Inatalo sila, 25% shooting lang sila. Ganun pa rin. Medyo struggle, no? Baba, 20% sila ngayon to start this game. And the thing about Marikina, sa perimeters lang sila talaga magandang pumupuntos Medyo challenge a little bit from the outside. And ironically, because you have Tuesday Koga who's pretty good when it comes to threes, and I like to think even Paulo Castro, they really are, lalo na si Paulo, hindi masyado nakakuha ng ganong karaming touches this season for Parañaque. But if you recall over the years that he's played, isa na yan sa mga pumukol sa labas sa nakakapuntos para sa Parañaque.
Namang ang Marikina 16-4. approaching the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Villarente is now in for the guys in white, as well as Ed Takiwag.
Shuffling their men, trying to give more floor time for the guys. Ed Takiwag right down through the middle. Nagpag-uusapan mo ang scoring para sa Parañaque, ayun din ang isa. Si Takiwag naman para sa Marikina.
Who's actually former Parañaque Patriot, Coach Mike.
Yeah, last season, ano?
Last season lang. Played just a few games for them. And yung lineup nila nun look promising. They had JP Calvo,
Oo, may karga din yung lineup nila last season.
Carl
Initially,
Brian Cruz, Alvin Capobres.
J-Boy Solis was there
Yeah.
to start, di ba? Mid-season na lang napunta ng Ilagan si J-Boy Solis. And this, you see that shot right there by Paulo Castro from top of the key. You're not surprised.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Paulo Castro making his first bucket of this game. And I was saying, itong Parañaque sa dami ng taon na naglaro ito since last season, medyo hirap yung campaign nila. And somehow, you get that feeling dito sa simula nitong panibagong season nila. So, napaka-importante, I guess, para dito sa mga manlalaro ng Parañaque na to build once again, you know, that competitive side of Parañaque they've been known for over the years here in the MPBL.
Paulo Castro. Andres. Bola na tapik. Takiwag got fouled. And that actually prevented what could have been a fast break layup for Marikina.
And they continue to be outrun here in the open. That's another good assist right there. Good ball movement. And kung titignan mo ang performance nila over the season in terms of finding open teammates, you know, halos pareho lang itong dalawang ito na 18 assists per game. But right now, Marikina right there outplaying Parañaque in that stat.
And Takiwag, 2 free throws. Best ball possession for Marikina. This yung una. Let's go courtside to Andrea Indicio.
For Marikina, Deo Timajo is out due to back spasm. Si Enzo Navarro naman wala for wedding preparation purposes. Hence, guys like Ridge Luciano and Ron Bonifacio got activated and might be seeing some action in this game. For games like this, a chance for these boys to get some more confidence. Nonetheless, one thing Coach Jello Nebres told his team, lumamang man tayo, don't look at the scoreboard. Play like how we usually do. Same intensity, same attitude till the final buzzer. Ang usual daw kasing sakit ng mga players pag lumalamang na, nagre-relax na. Well, that is not allowed in Marikina. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. And the mantra continues in trying to build winning habits, especially if you are a team aspiring to be a contender in the North Division. Marikina trying to do just that, Coach Mike.
At saka tingin ko importante yun kasi again, we talked about this off-air. If you look at the roster of both these teams, may karga rin naman kahit papaano. And let alone itong Marikina. You definitely have a lot of talent in there. And speaking of talent, Paulo Castro being aggressive early in this game. Little hand off right there. Rejected that screen. Caught that defense late. Libreng-libre yung kanang bahagi ng court na yun para sa layup attempt na yun ni Paulo Castro.
May karga, translation, loaded.
Oo.
On paper, loaded tong mga roster ng Parañaque at Marikina eh. Dahil may mga proven veterans, they have young promising players.
And you have Alvin Pasaol in Parañaque that you cannot turn a blind eye on. And Takiwag knocks down a 3 and he's always been very good at that.
It's really nice to see him slowly getting back into his old form prior to the injury he had.
Tsaka matter of lang yan, tingin ko matter of rhythm lang eh. Para dito kay Ed Takiwag in the same way that ito si Paulo Castro trying to look for it as he missed his first field goal.
Takiwag sidestep. Nicely done by the former UST Growling Tiger.
I like this matchup right here. Parang Nagkasama ito last season sa Parañaque, si Dakiwag at saka si Paolo Castro. Tama, di ba?
Tama.
So parang bawat isa may gustong patunayan no? Little one-on-one in this first quarter between these two. Ang ganda na move na, a little ball fake on the right side and eventually that finger roll finish.
Entry pass intended to Vince Sarmiento. There was a foul whistle on Cosa.
Fronted kasi ni Cosa. Ang ganda ng pagkakapasa. Nakabang rin sa likod. Paolo Castro. Tibay rin ang katawan
Under a minute left in quarter number 1. Villarente had his moments in the preseason.
Actually, madami sa Marikina ang nagpakita rin ng maganda pre-season. No? So kaya everybody was pretty interested and pretty curious on kung paano magpe-perform itong Marikina. But so far, slow start. But the good thing is at least, they got the win in that last game against Negros.
Naalala ko si Ace Tiamson, meron pa nun 22 points in one game.
Oo.
Sa pre-season, di ba, Coach?
Isa pa yan. Alam mo naman kaya rin umiscore para sa kanila. Pero kailangan bumaba sa depensa kasi panay atake nitong Marikina right now. And I think they're loving this fast-paced game. And the defense, not so good for Parañaque to start this first quarter. You have allowed so many easy buckets for Marikina, especially dun sa fast break.
13.1 seconds left. 28-12 in favor of Marikina.
Maglo-load up na naman sila dito sa right side na ito with Paolo. There you go. Good shot. Short.
So short. Lander Cannon, still enough time for Marikina to add on to their lead. Casajeros will lay it in just before the buzzer.
Wow, and 11 fast break points for this quarter for Marikina. And that is tough. You have to have transition defense. Lalo na sa loaded na Marikina na very inspired coming off that win against Negros. Samantalang itong Parañaque, naghahanap pa rin patuloy ng unang-unang panalo nila this season. And Paolo Castro trying to lead them into it.
Kung gusto nilang makuha yung kanilang unang panalo, they'll have to come back from this big hole that they've dug themselves into. It's now an 18-point lead for Marikina, 30-12. Commissioner Emerita, Zaldi Rinobit, and Rudy Distrito.
Yes. Again, sinasabi ko palagi, mahirap umupo dyan dahil kasi pang 3x3 na yung datingan. Ang tatangkad
Some of our people dito po sa Kamalig.
Yep. That's the mom of Ryusei Koga earlier on the left side.
Oh, okay.
Palaging sumasama yan sa mga laro ni Ryusei. At ang only wish ni Ivy kay Ryusei and the wife, magkaroon na siya ng apo. Oo, di ba?
Na matagal mo ding winish dati.
Oo. Pero iba pag may apo ka din eh.
Ganun ba?
Oo. Well, hindi pa ikaw. Hindi pa ikaw.
Malayo. Matagal pa tayo doon.
Matagal pa. But that was a part of my life na it was a little bit tough to transition, lalo na at work. Kasi minsan, hindi ako makakapasok kasi walang kasama yung apo ko, walang gabantay. And they don't believe na may apo na ako. Doon ako nahirapan to file for that leave. Meantime here, 16-point lead for Marikina.
Hindi sila naniniwala na may apo pa.
Hindi. Actually, sa amin pareho ni Tors, they don't believe that.
Kung ako siguro, boss mo, hindi rin ako maniniwala eh.
Ano ba?
Ha?
Ano ba? Bakit naman?
Hindi kita pagbibigyan mag-leave, Coach Mike eh.
Ganon
Oo. patuloy yung paghihirap nitong Parañaque, itong free throw na ito. Din sa atin niya na-extreme ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Nahihirapan silang makapuntos, makahabol dito sa lamang ng Marikina.
Feeling ko nga, maaaring ang salitang mahirap is even an understatement because you have to remember in their last game, they only shot 25%. They lost that game. And with the way things have been now, parang ganun rin yung magiging performance nila. And so, they have to be very efficient sa pagkuha ng mga field goals nila. Get quality shots. No? The closer that you are to the rim, play a lot of defense, subukang makapag-force ng turnovers. And then when you come back, you have to defend. And pang ilang atake na to inside the paint, they have not been able to stop interior passing nitong Marikina.
Anong kulay yung book ni Sam Peralta?
Hindi ko alam, never ako nag-ganyan. Ikaw ba na ganyan ka?
Hindi.
Hindi rin?
Hindi ako pauwiin pag ganyan yung kulay ng book ko. Ha?
Outside the house ka?
Oo, palagi ko hindi ako makakauwi pag ganyan.
Under the mango tree, ganun
Oo.
ba? Oh my God.
Alam mo, isang wish ko, di ba, ganyan yung kulay ng buhok ni Sam Peralta.
Oo.
Nabalitaan ko sa podcast ng kay Banse ni Miss Mika Bisamis, nakaka-celebrate lang ng kanyang birthday at si Coach Christian Luwanzon, Joe Gomez de Leano. Si Nash Enriquez, di ba, haba ng buhok. Marami daw siyang pinaplano na hairstyle. So sabi ni Coach Chris, gusto niya makita yung kay Kelly Oubre, yung hati.
Okay.
Nakita mo yun, yung isang part ng buhok niya, iba'y kulay, tapos yung kalahati, iba din.
Yeah.
Diba?
Oo. Pwede. Parang modern day Dennis Rodman, no?
Oo.
May kombinasyon ng kulay.
At siguro, kung ginawa mo din yun, Coach Mike, dala mo na tayo hindi makauwi sa bahay.
Tingin ko hindi.
Ha? Ay, di ba?
Gupit pa nga lang, ayaw na akong payagan eh. Kulay pa na gano'n.
34-17 LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Rebound controlled by Jonathan Medina.
So, somehow nasisense mo rin yung init is also getting to the players. Ano? This is considering yung temperature that we have now, everything's very humid. The players really very early in this game perspiring a lot. Alvin Pasol out in the open. Good shove, good finish.
Ginamit yung pangatawan ni Alvin Pasaol. Creating space, able to score. Ooh! Hindi makapaniwala din si Jose Koga.
Tingin ko rin as itong magandang habol na to, pero napunta kay Alvin Pasaol. Now let him get out of the way. At tinapos yun ni Alvin Pasaol against the defense of Ed Dakiwag.
His brother was recently named the most valuable player sa UAP, si John Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Takiwag, 2 tres na yan from the former UST Growling Tiger.
Nakakatuwa naman yan kung ganyan na magiging scoring ni Dakiwag. He really would like for him to start getting that.
Rebound controlled by Cannon off that Pasaol miss.
Good skip.
Takiwag is feeling it.
Oh, no.
Checks it up and puts it back in. Balik sa 20 ang lamang ng Marikina.
But Parañaque's got a lot of talking to do heading into the break. They are allowing this easy offensive rebounds for Marikina. And then andali rin nila makaroon ng assist sa loob.
Sa ilalim. Naka-shoot si Cruz. Now he grabs the rebound off that Marikina miss. Monte. Cruz cutting. And he'll troop to the line for 2 shots.
Lander Cannon got in the way of that drive by Cruz.
Play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Now you like that they continue to move inside the paint. Itong Parañaque, at the very least here to start in the middle rather of the second quarter. You're getting more activity, in the shaded lane. Since pinag-usapan nga natin kanina, kailangan medyo maganda ang kanilang mga shooting hand, eh doon ka na sa pinakamalapit na pagkakataon makascore ka inside the paint.
Cruz can't hit the second free throw. 39-22. Marikina still in front. Nakasona ngayon ang Parañaque.
With faith.
Escoto off target.
Screen.
Koga.
There you go.
Monte catch and shoot free.
Alam mo talaga pag legit na scorer, no? Pagkasalo pa lang, really looking for shot to si Marlon Monte. And right now, this is still a 14-point lead, but the good news is they're connecting outside.
Behind the back pass ni Medina, finding the hands of Ed Takiwag, who misses for the second straight time. Nag-dive si Pasakol, but looks like he's hurt. Oh, parang madulas eh.
Oo nga, inside na yun.
Yeah.
Pasahol still down.
Because La Bastida was trying to help Alvin Pasaol, pero siya rin mismo nadulas.
Oo, siya rin nadulas. What a dive though by Alvin Pasaol to try and keep that turnover alive. Ito yun, he was trying to get that ball, as in so doing, through it.
Oh,
We couldn't see what happened to La Bastida.
he landed on his belly.
Oo. Pahinga muna si Alvin, pasok si Mark. May karga pa rin yan sa loob.
Kung medyo nasa bandang itaas yun, tawag dun sa wrestling, frog splash.
Ganun ba yun?
Oh.
So, nanonood ka rin ng wrestling? WWE, gano'n?
Oh,
Talaga?
oo nga. Si Andre, nunod din. Oo nga. Manny Pay is the digital wallet built for the community.
Actually, minimension nga kanina ni Ton yan on the way dito sa napag-usapan namin nila Ton.
Oh.
Idol raw niya si Hulk Hogan eh.
Ganun.
Oo.
Baka mamaya magpunit ng t-shirt yan dito. Layasan na tayo.
Si Anton. Alam ko, Anton Mejia. Napakabait na katabi sa van. Sobrang bait.
Bakit?
Ang bait yan eh. Di ba?
Pinahiga ka ba?
Hindi. Pahinga talaga.
Ganun.
Oo, kasi malayo rin naman yung biyahe natin.
Marlon Monte,
Oh, yeah.
about the same spot, same result. Back-to-back triples for Marlon Monte.
Pangalawa sa tatlong attempts na niya yan na nababasket niya sa 3 points. And both of them coming here in the second quarter, scoring so much better for Parañaque. Nice step back.
Vigil, open look.
O sila Bastida naman ang pipituhan dito. There's that good swing. And you always love on a ball swing to first look at the rim, see if you have a shot. Because if that defense comes in close, you have to put the ball on the deck and see if you got a drive.
12-point lead for Marikina. Bounce pass of Yamzon to Villanar. He lost it. Parañaque threatening to trim the gap even further. Jose Koga, too strong. Escoto hands it off to Louis Vigil. Vigil making his move. Careless with the basketball, turns the ball over.
Masyado naging fancy si Louis Vigil doon. I-agree ka ba sa akin na si Louis Vigil ang isa sa mga players na ang laki ng kamay? Nakita mo kung paano niya dinadakot yung bola. It's almost Michael Jordan-like. Parang, or Kawhi Leonard, no? Na sobrang, when he pumps it, alam mo, he's in full control of that ball.
Ayun, dinadakot yung jersey kanina ni Marlon Monte. Dangerous pass. But it eventually frees up Jose Koga straight, but still missing that free.
Louis free on the other side.
Escoto, fake pass, draws closer, laying it in, puts the basket.
Might be one of the more underrated guards for Marikina, itong si Jethro Escoto. I've always said na sila ni Eric Pili, ang ganda na naging kombinasyon yan sa Marikina back when they were playing together.
Season 6, no?
Oo. Yun yung time na nandun sila. Wala na si Marvin Junicio that time.
Wala
no?
na.
Wala
Sa
na.
South Cotabato na siya.
Yeah. Doon na sila nakita-kita nila Kyle. Tsaka nila Eloy.
Ganda nung pinakita ni Johnny nun, ha? Last game nila. Si Louis Vigil, who played for Jensen in the preseason, now leading Marikina in scoring.
I'm glad you brought that up. Kasi parang sa preseason, ang ganda rin ng ng pagkakamesh ni Louis Vigil dun sa roster niya ng Jensen. And I thought, much as we think about fast-paced game, three-point shooting, find the open man on the post-up, laking bagay ni Louis Vigil. Pero ito, speaking of post-up, Marlon Monte, how about that? Spinning inside, getting a contact, but Louis Vigil says, you can't leave me outside that free. I'm pretty good outside.
He could have been a good addition to that squad. Lalo si Kyle Tolentino sustained an injury.
Yeah.
He could fill in that position with Jensen.
I think yung pagkawala ni to recover from an injury ito si Kyle Tolentino, I think the Jensen Warriors are really more impacted on the defensive end, no? Alam naman natin kung ano yung kakayanan ni Kyle Tolentino na dumepensa against strong scorers and even the big man. A little bit of battle down there on the low block. That ball will remain with Parañaque.
No mark.
Yeah.
Shoots in. Runner goes.
Yan yung sinasabi ko. Na loaded rin talaga itong Parañaque. Imagine, magkasabay sa loob ng court, Marlon Monte, Domark Matellano, Paulo Castro. Those are legit scorers on the floor for you.
47-32, approaching the 2-minute mark of the second period. Monte off the dribble, knifes his way in. Monte has 10 points. Malakas yung tira ni Louis Vigil. Monte, bola na sundot at naagaw ni Jethro Escoto. Pitch ahead, Alabanza will lay it in.
Doon sila natadali talagang itong Parañaque. You turn the ball over, you miss your end of the floor, and very quickly Marikina always hanap kagad sa kabila kung sinong libre. Kasi kung meron, they will pitch it ahead. Na Paulo Castro, little one-on-one elbow jumper.
This.
Not a good foul at all. Marlon Monte, I'd like to think pinaul na lang yun dahil pagod na siya. And after that ball got stolen from him, it was leak out for Marikina.
The fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Parañaque still in the midst of a 30-game losing streak. What was the longest? Was it 34 by Bulacan?
I think for 2 seasons, no?
Across 2 seasons
Yeah,
kasi
across
yun.
2 seasons, right.
And coincidentally, they broke through with that win over Parañaque.
Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say the same. Sila Coach Christian nag-cover nun, di ba?
Si Bosete,
Sila, yeah.
sa Montalban yun.
Yeah, in Montalban. Yeah, I can really remember that.
Si Andrea, lagi nababanggit pag napupunta tayo dito sa Orion na ang signature moment niya, yung yung 90 feet
Ni Manso.
ni 90-foot heave ni June Manzo to send the game into overtime. That was back in season 6.
Yes.
He was playing for Davao Occidental. They went up against the home team Bataan.
Oh. I was watching that. Late na rin yun eh. Kasi nga nag-overtime yun. And I'll never will forget what Coach Louis said after pumasok yun. Sabi niya, they don't want us to go. That was a 90 feet shot. Ang layo nun, pero still went in. Malaking factor din nung mataas yung dome nung ng gym mo, because in that game in Cainta, AC Soberano tried to attempt the same pero tumama din sa taas. Yeah. So that helped, yung taas na ceiling nitong court dito sa Kamalig.
Mapasa 13 ang lamang ng Marikina. 49-36. Louis Vigil couldn't shake off Tomarch Matiliano. Luciano lost his balance. Vigil low. Running down the floor was Cosa. Can't finish. Still enough time for Marikina. Casajeros to beat the buzzer. First half comes to an end. And Dakiwag was the catalyst in the first two quarters for the guys in white. 14 points and hitting 3 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and he just continued to spark, lalo na in that little segment na nagkaroon sila ng parang one-on-one with Paulo Castro and Ed Dakiwag, really smoking hot here in Bataan here in the first half.
49-36 our score at the half.
White Sox steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal! That way is going to even out the game. 89 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White Sox wins the game!
Win the game. Easy lang with Force Plus.
For the Force Plus Clutch Time Challenge. At dahil may nanalo kamakailan, our prize pot will reset to 100,000 pesos at every game day na walang makaka-complete ng challenge, madadagdagan ng 50,000 pesos ang ating prize hanggang sa umabot uli ito ng 1 million pesos. And for today, our prize pot is 200,000 pesos. Ito na ang ating challenger, si Robert Teodoro mula sa Orion, Bataan. Are you ready? You will be given 45 seconds to complete a layup, a free throw, 3-point shot, and a half-court shot. Kapag na-shoot mo lahat ng yan sa loob ng 45 seconds, you will win 200,000 pesos from the official sportsbook of the MPBL Sports Plus. On your mark, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go! Na-shoot ka agad, looking easy para kay Robert. Take your best shot. 200,000 yan. Robert Teodoro. Ganado na si Robert. 33 seconds left. Konting bilis para umabot. Come on. 28 seconds left. Robert Teodoro. By the way, you can shoot from any angle pagdating sa downtown. Kung saan ka komportable. 20 seconds. 15 seconds left, Robert. Dalawa na lang bubunuin mo. 10 seconds left. 8. 5. 3, 2, 1. Sayang. Ang ganda na ng umpisa ni Robert. But good effort pa rin. You will be going home with the Sports Plus merch. Once again, thank you for joining. At sa ating mga kaliga, check out the Sports Plus FB page to find out how you can join. At baka ikaw na ang susunod na winner ng Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge.
Sumasaya
po ang ating score at the half. 49-36 lamang ang Marikina by 13 over Parañaque. Marikina stormed out to a huge lead right off the bat, Coach Mike. Di pa lumalamang yung Parañaque dito. Biggest lead was at 20 points, 39-19. And then, granted Parañaque though, because they were able to catch up, scatter in a few points, and naibaba pa nila sa 13 yung kalamangan.
Oh, 54% shooting para dito sa Marikina. A lot of them really coming inside the paint, to which dun sila naging dominant. When you talk about the paint, sama mo na dyan yung rebounds, and they've been doing very good at finding open teammates, which results to also a +7 in terms of fast break points. And their dominance is absolutely destroying Parañaque inside. 72% yung shooting nila inside the paint. Ay samantalang patuloy pa explosion ito ni Ed Dakiwag in the second quarter with 14 points on a 60% shooting from the 3.
Supply yung unang possession ng Marikina. Rusey Koga naka-atake sa loob, lays it up and in.
Ano mo importante ang ginagawa ni Rusey Koga to start the third quarter, because pakiramdam ko kailangan atakihin nila yung lane para they get more free throw attempts, and they aggressively really have to make them, because right now ang shooting nila sa free throws only 33%, and if you're shooting roughly about 20-30% from the field, and then you're doing only the same percentage from the line, it's going to be mahirap for any team in that matter na makahabol ka, let alone nalalamang ka pa ngayon by 31-13 or 11 at this point. And if you're scoring ang pag-uusapan mo, puntahan mo na yung hot hand mo. Si Marlon Monte is gotta be getting more touches because he's very efficient from the field. He's 4 out of 8 in the first half of his 10 points. And then you gotta close out defense with defensive rebounds. You can't allow so many offensive rebounds and turnovers like this for Marikina, because they're gonna run you off just like this one.
Jet Scotto making them pay on the other end. Back the other way. Pasa all, miss. Got it back. Following up with the basket. Alvin Pasaol with 8 points.
That seems to be okay after nung bagsak niya ng first half. Not a good foul at all by Marlon Monte. Marlon Monte. The Dakiwag was definitely going to take that shot. At the very least, put a hand up and challenge it, but no foul.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Scotto in transition. Good thing that it wasn't in the act of shooting.
Correct.
Nakakakuha ng defensive stop ang Parañaque. Chance to cut it down to 9. Koga bounce pass to Marlon Monte.
Yeah, that's an advantage. You gotta milk that.
Short. Rebound Tateshi. Dakiwag. Almost lost it. Recovers. Bola na tapik. Napunta kay Louis Vigil. Nakawala kay Sam Peralta. Mintis pa din. Got back his own miss. Vigil. Launches. Not even close. Pero pinabayaan nila si Louis Vigil cutting and scoring.
Well, if Marikina is to win this game, they gotta continue doing that. Keep feeding inside the paint. Halos walang napipigilan itong Parañaque pagdating dito sa loob
Pasaol wants an ISO against Tateshi. No good on the 3.
Wala masyado magagawa si Alvin Pasaol dun sa situation na yun, kundi to really settle for that jump shot, because may tao dun sa corner na dun si Marlon Monte kanina. He should have cleared that entire right side of the floor para hayaan na dumiskarte ang isang napakagaling na scorer na Alvin Pasaol. Just like this one. There you go. He clears it and allows these two guys to play, two ball on one side of the floor. There you go. That's more like it.
Pasaol backing down. And Dakiwag. Bola na wala sa kanya. At shot clock violation na rin ng bansa Parañaque. Play of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
And Marikina really just continues to be unselfish. You know, 17 assists altogether against 12 para dito sa Parañaque.
16 na puntos na para kay Ed Takiwag. He was momentarily free. Di siya nahanap ni Louis Vigil.
Louis Vigil's gone cold here in the second half, missing his first 3 attempts. Koga,
Straight away free.
yeah. Straight away 3 by Koga. Well, outside of Marlon Monte, you have to have another hand that's hot. Earlier you had, what, Paulo Castro. Pero hindi siya nabibigyan pa ng pagkakataon dito to start the second half.
Monte giving up that foul as Takiwag threatened to drive. Itong 3-point shot na ito, it's atin yan ng Extreme. Ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
You say Koga, you pretty much understand that he definitely has that touch from the outside. And you'd like for that to keep going. Traveling violation.
Yeah, shuffle the feet. Sumo Tateshi.
And Ryusei Koga so far this season, you know, fair enough. Shoots about 30% from threes, but he's better from the perimeter. Dami rin kasi ng pinupuntos nito nanggagaling sa fast break. And he pretty much is the guy that's, I guess, one of the top 2 players that they go to in terms of the offense. Outside of Kurt Lohera, who has, what, parang 2 games lang ang nilaro ni Kurt Lohera, di ba? That's another guy that can help them out.
Takiwag continues his efficient shooting, knocking down his 4th triple for a total of 19 markers.
Might be the best shooting game of Ed Takiwag so far this season.
Halfway point of the 3rd. Koga thinking about it. Off the dribble. Tried to pass it off. Deflected. Out of bounds.
Good feed inside. Then you find another pass. You always love that it gets to one more pass. Pareho rin naman sa kabila. Ed Takiwag, hottest hand so far for Marikina, sinking in from 3.
Takiwag nakawala. Getting a free lane to the basket.
Nawala doon sa picture si Paulo Castro because Jeff really made sure na open yung lane na yon sa primary score nila in this game. Happens to be Ed Takiwag. My goodness, another turnover.
Almost. Takiwag with 21 points. Koga can't bury the 3. Villarente to Tateshi. Takiwag cutting back door. 7 straight for Ed Takiwag.
Yeah, good show by Ed Takiwag here for Marikina. So far has, what, 21 points already, and he is on a tear here in the 3rd.
Actually, 23 points na.
Oh,
Back-to-back 2-point field goals from Ed Takiwag. This was the last one of that nice assist by Chutsomi Tateshi. At lamang na ang Marikina. Ito na ang pinakamalaki para sa kanila, 62-45.
Sumasaya kapag may damay nagkakaisa.
White House steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal! That way is going to even up the game. 9 in the final moment of the game. Can they make magic? White House wins the game!
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Back with us here inside the Orion Sports Complex in Bataan. We continue the 8th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ken Pangilinan, Coach Mike Perez, Miss Andrea Endicio. On a Saturday afternoon. Medyo maulan din, Coach Mike, no?
oo. Magkagabi, ang lakas ng ulan sa amin. And kanina nung I was on the way, medyo meron ng baha around the area of, I think, Bikutan, South Luzon Expressway. Thankfully, humupa na siya. Nada tayo nakarating sa ating service patungo dito sa Bataan. Mark Sarangay now comes in for Sam Peralta.
Kung si Andre ang naaalala niya pag pupunta dito sa Orion, yung Hail Mary ni Jun Manzo. Marami akong naaalala dito, pero pinaka-tumatatak sa akin pag nagpupunta tayo Orion. Well, tumatatak na rin sa isip ko yung performance ni Ed Dakiwag. Meron na siyang 26 points, 5-3.
Now, this is the best game so far this season for Ed Dakiwag after starting out with, I think, 14 and 10 in the first 2 games of Marikina. Now he's got 26. The last time he had 14 was when they played Zamboanga sometime in April 18.
Sarangay will finish in traffic.
And this might even be the best 3-point shooting game for Ed Dakiwag. 5 of 8. Oh my! I think that's 6 of 9. 66% from 3.
66.7% from beyond the arc. 29 points.
And to think, yung 14 points na in-score niya nung against Zamboanga, he was pretty average from 3, but this one's just superb shooting from beyond the arc for Ed Dakiwag.
Papahingay na muna siya dito. Nalapas sila ni Jeff Pavillonar. Paolo Castro at the line. Parañaque now find themselves behind by 20. So tutuloy ko lang yung sinasabi ko kanina. Si Andrea, naalala niya yung heave ni Jun Manzo. So dami naman ako naalala dito yung mga Barcer, yung game winner last year ni Ives Sazon against Muntinlupa, yung mga dunk ni Mitchell Maines, ni Rin William Day. Kung doon nagkakamali, dito rin nangyari yung upset nung Bacoor against Batangas, diba? Or almost lang yun.
Actually, I don't recall it.
Diba? Meron silang game nun eh.
Dito rin ba yun?
Dito yun.
Oh, okay.
Eric Stillarente hits it from beyond the arc, 71-48. Naalala ko pag Orion, Coach Mike, kala mo si Taylor Lautner.
Oh. Yeah. Yung
What
sinasabi
happened,
mo.
fella?
Yes, I know.
Hanggang dito yun. Ganda nung kwento nun. Nangingista lang siya, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos sumali siya dun sa isang show, sa noontime show.
Oo.
Nagkawig naman niya si Taylor Lautner. Ayun, na-discover. Pero maganda kasi yung appearance niya doon, nabigyan siya ng pagkakataon dito sa Orion. Here is the drive by La Bastida.
I think sa'yo ko rin narinig yung story na yun. And I was surprised na taga dito nga yun si Taylor Lautner. Kaya nga mamaya, on the break, maaaring baka pwede tayo mag-fishing muna dyan sa labas, no? Baka may makadiscover din sa atin.
So taga dito rin. Diba, minsan from time to time, si Kirby Raimundo dumadalaw dito.
Yeah.
I think I've seen him twice already.
Yeah, we were here. When he covered the game here, I think tayo rin yun eh. Si Kirby dumaan.
Diba?
Yeah.
Taga dito rin, si Raymond Albasan.
Yan ang
Born and
hindi ko
raised
alam.
here. Yeah.
Yan ang hindi ko alam.
Manny Pay is the digital wallet built for the community.
Which is why I like partnering with you. I learned these things from you. Pwede kang historian eh.
Historian?
Actually, when you and Coach Christian cover games, I like listening to yung mga kwentuhan nyo ng mga, si player na ganito, used to play with this game, if you remember this game. The both of you have a lot of, history na alam pagdating dito sa, especially here in the MPBL.
Akala ko pwede na ako maging barber eh. Barber shop talk yun na mga natin.
Why not? No? Gawa ka lang isang barber shop, puro basketball yung mga nandun. Tapos, kwentuhan, puro basketball yung pag-uusapan. Ito, sigurado itong move na to, isa sa mga pagkukwentuhan dito, La Bastida. Right through traffic, getting that finish.
Sports Plus, kung nakikinig kayo, sabi ni Coach Mike Perez, baka pwede nating gawan ng show itong Rebanse Barbershop Edition. Pwede ba yun?
Why not? Tapos si Ken ang bahala sa kwentuhan. Pero I'm sure ang kasama mo pa rin doon si Coach Christian dahil
Hindi! Kahit sino!
pwede.
Kahit sino! Walang permanenteng host. Pwede si Ton, pwede si Derek, pwede si Andrea.
I will sign up for it na magkaroon ng ganyang show.
Ha?
Ang ating kaibigang si Ken Pangilinan.
Baka lang.
Baka lang naman.
Mga magandang konsepto
Ay, na.
yan.
Kung rebalance ang title ng show nila ni Coach Christian tsaka ni Mika, kayo dapat kupitan. Yan.
Kupitan. Pwede. 42 seconds left. 19-point lead. Natutuwa ako sa Rebanse kasi yan yung lesson ko lagi. Pag yan, malayo pupunta natin. Like yesterday, we were in San Rafael, Bulacan. I was listening to one of the episodes, that one featuring Warlo Batak. Kaya pag-usapan natin yan sa fourth quarter because ganda ng kwento ni Warlo eh. The way he emerged from the shadows.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because for some of these players, you may be in a situation that is not ideal right now. Like, for example, Parañaque, wala pa sila panalo dito.
Yep.
But some of the guys here na hindi pa nakikilala masyado, you might just find an opportunity if you play well despite the odds stacked against you.
Oh, staying the horse, ika nga, and being available in those moments. And maganda pagkwentuhan nga yan mamaya. Meantime, we have Vigil on a finish here.
Vigil, the double figures with 11.
He's gonna knock this down. Oh, halfway in.
2 seconds left. Merong oras pa. Casajeros! Muntikan pa!
Alam ko magkakaroon na naman tayo ng Hail Mary Part 2.
Good line. It popped out. Pero gayon pa man, Marikina extending their lead to 22.74-52 heading into the fourth.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, Basket.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan a QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Speaking of Sports Plus, we've already had 3 winners of the Clutch Time Challenge during the half. So si Francis Ablan, yun nanalo ng 1 million. Meron tayong 350,000
Yes.
winner. And then just recently, 200,000. So, in totality, 1.5 million na ang napamimigay ng Sports Plus at hindi pa tapos. Mayroon pa tayo. Pwede kayo magpunta dito. Yung mga taga-Orient dyan, kung tingin nyo swerte kayo,
Why not?
punta kayo sa second game, third game.
Yeah.
Baka kayo, isusunod na pala rin.
Why not? Sabihin, pumunta ka lang dito sa court at magkaroon ka ng chance. 4 buckets, tama? 4 baskets in 45 seconds. In
Hindi
different
4 na
spots.
bucket
Oh, hindi. Iba yung 4 na bucket na iniisip mo, Ken. Alam ko, hinahanap-hanap mo na yun, pero hindi pa yon ang mini-min ko.
Hindi ko hinahanap yun. Sa bote pa lang, tulog na ako eh. 74-55 in favor of Marikina.
Yeah, pero itong pangatlong quarter na nagdaan, in-extend lang ng Marikina yung kanilang lead na nagkaroon na naman ng magandang quarter. And Parañaque is still struggling, only 16 points and could not stop the bleeding, and napakabalanse pa rin kasi ng atake ng Marikina just the third quarter. Hopefully, itong fourth quarter, huling pagkakataon para makakuha ng unang panalo para dito sa Parañaque. Samantalang Marikina naman really trying to extend and make this a 2-game win streak, and then so far they are looking good with that bucket coming from JR Labanza.
All-around numbers from Louis Vigil, 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Pasaol hit a 3 earlier in the quarter. Now now he drives, he scores, and a foul whistle on Marikina.
Well, you're getting sent to the line, pero if you're gonna base, throughout the game, you've only shot 4 of 13 from the line. This is a good move right there. And Alvin Pasaol definitely is gonna get a bonus. It matters how you perform from the line, lalo na for Parañaque. You can't buy a 3. You're not so good from the free throw line. You had that I might say maybe collapse in the third quarter, scoring only 16 points. Couldn't mount a comeback. Kailangan mo talagang pumutos na dito kung ikaw ang Parañaque. This is one of your key games na maaring makakuha ka ng panalo finally here in Season 8.
Currently on a 30-game losing streak itong Parañaque. They ended Season 7 with 23 straight losses. Kung matatandaan mo, last season, Coach Mike, they started off 0-4. Had that win over a depleted Cebu squad at home. And that turned out to be their last win. And nagsunod-sunod na yung mga talo nila dito. Coach Mike, itong Parañaque. Puntahan natin, courtside si Andrea.
Louis Vigil said, right now, I am embracing the role of being a veteran. Transition period, ika nga, the 33-year-old knows he still has a long way to go but already has a lot of mileage in. And at that, he is very much willing to share to his younger colleagues. Kung meron nga raw siyang pinaka-importanting tip na maibibigay sa kanila, it would be this. Act like a pro, live like a pro. Saying you can't expect to be competing against the best players kung pag-uwi mo sa bahay, wala ka ng disiplina. Everything starts from within. Everything starts at home. Kailangan kahit walang nakakakita, you're putting in the work because the work not seen, that's what matters the most. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Totoo naman, Coach Mike. We've seen all the guys who've been there, done that. John Wilson, J.V. Casio. Kung sino pa yung mga veterano, yun talaga yung nakakalam the daily grind, the behind the scenes. Those are the things that really count, especially when you want to stay relevant in the league.
Oo. Tsaka hindi lang yung motivation ng panghahawakan mo. Nandun rin kasi yung disiplina. Yun ang importante. Yung yung mga araw na hindi mo gustong bumangon pero kailangan mo bumangon dahil alam mong meron kang goal. And I like that, the mention of those names, John Wilson, J.D. Casio, definitely put in the work, put in that discipline, even on days when they didn't want to get up. And it kind of sends you back to that story of, that you mentioned earlier about Wardo Batang. Naalala ko yung, I think it was the game last season. I think nanganak ba yung wife niya?
Tama.
And he played a really good game, diba?
Parang 2 days after
Oo.
2 days after yung mga anak ng wife niya, naglaro siya dun sa game and they won.
And clearly yung dedication to how you're doing it. Ramdam mo rin yung suporta ng wife niya because it is you want your husband to be there but you also understand na meron ring roles that he has to perform. Lander Cannon doing a good one right there, catching that ball very close inside the paint and easily putting it in.
And this is a team, Parañaque, that once was a contender in the South. Wow, Cannon.
Wow. That was a hard fall.
Yeah, falling hard after that contact. It takes a lot for him to fall down like that.
Oo.
I felt like this was just a legitimate challenge. Yung momentum lang yan, no?
Oh, yung nadulas yung I think that was the left foot, no?
Good sign that he's up.
Yep.
Former Parañaque Patriot. Ang Parañaque, Coach Mike, Season 6. Umabot ng second round ng South Division playoffs. They were able to upset Zamboanga in the first round. Just lost to Quezon. So this is a team na historically, apart from that tough year prior to this one, lumalaban, nasa playoffs, at kung hindi man nasa playoffs, right on the brink of that.
Yeah.
So if you're Parañaque, you really want to try and get back to that. Especially, naalala ko pag home game nila,
Yes.
napaka-loyal din ng fans nila eh. They always pack the seats. Lalo, kahit pa nung kahit pa Coach Mike nung bago talaga sila naging contender in season 6, even the season prior, they weren't really considered a contender back then. But they were knocking on the door, so much so that some people, fans flocked in, believing that they could make a run eventually. Yun yung gusto mong makita at mabalik, no? Dito sa Parañaque, because they have one of the more loyal fan bases in our league.
Oo, totoo. And I think yung loyal fan base that you were mentioning, it goes back, in my opinion, to very relatable yung mga players the previous season sa Parañaque. Kasi most of those guys, if I recall correctly, when Coach Mike Sagigit was coaching that Parañaque team, they had a coach who was from Parañaque, who was coaching that school in Parañaque, Olivares Caris, had players who were also playing really mostly from that school. And so, friends, families, relatives, close one, would come in there and would want to see yung mga kasama nila at mga kaibigan nilang naglalaro sa Parañaque. But this is a different bunch of players, even from the previous season. Last season, they were, I think 1 of 27 yung record nila. And so much different from their previous seasons. I mean, you hear of names like, Baco Jello Rason even played for that team, no? Jello Rason, J. Boy Solis, si Alvin Pasaol right there. He played his heart out para dito sa larong ito. But, it is pretty much a challenge, especially if you're allowing Marikina all these runs.
Extreme ang subok at kumpleto compliance brand ng Pilipinas. We have a timeout. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth. Marikina firmly in control, 84-57.
White Sox steps back into the game. One recommended MVP. And what a steal. Exactly as we even out the game. 9 in the final quarter of the game. Can they make magic? White Sox wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan your code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Magandang hapon po mga kaliga. Ito po ang patuloy na coverage ng ating ikawalong season ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ken Pangalinan, Coach Mike Perez, Andre Indicio, inyong kasama. Takiwag, looks like his afternoon is done. What a performance for him against Parañaque, Coach Mike.
Yep, overall, 29 points. And mabigat nun yung 6 of 9 3-point shooting niya. And I feel this has been the best game so far of Ed Takiwag in a very long while. And you'd like for him to get this good rhythm. And only because you know what Ed Takiwag can do.
Yeah.
Alam mo kung merong common dito sa dalawang players. You see that last game against Negros, we only had 2 points. That's a plus 27 output. The attempts have been so much, yung volume mas marami compared from that last game against Negros. And I think this is that game where Ed Takiwag has made that decision that you've seen so much from Louis Vigil. Now it's high time that you get some from me. And, eventually in the next games that would come, we combine together and have our bigs like Lander Cannon and Alabanza really coming to a level of understanding that this unit really has to come together and play better basketball. So if they win this one, an opportunity on their next game, maybe to get a 3-game win streak.
And quite frankly, Coach Mike, lalo nung nasa Parañaque si Eda Kiwag, I felt like at certain times he was lost.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yep. I think even in the latter part of when he was playing for the Heat Waves, there was that certain parang hindi mo alam, he was trying to find himself no? He wants to score, he wants to contribute, but somehow, much as highly defensive palagi yung team ni Coach Jerson Caviltes, and he was trying his best to fit in, there was that level of gameplay na parang, he couldn't really find himself.
Sa tandaan natin yung injury na pinanggalingan niya,
Oo.
Some players in the past nahirapan makabalik sa ganung klaseng injury. Magbabalik kami para alamin yung resulta ng challenge ni Coach Angelo.
Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan. Kaya yung
After the review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Parañaque Patriots basketball.
Bigo sa pagkakataon na ito si Coach Jello.
See that shot? Oh yeah.
Last touch. Si
Louis talaga. Speaking of Louis, happy viewing to Coach Louis Gonzalez.
Ano ba siya?
Oh yeah, he
Galing nga.
messaged me earlier. He asked me something about a game. Happy viewing, Coach Louis. Tingin ko naman palagi nanonood dyan si Coach Louis. Coach Louis pa, isa pang ano rin yan.
Hindi niya sasabihin yan.
Mainit sa basketball yan eh.
Mahilig sa basketball.
Oh, mainit sa basketball. That's what I meant. Mainit na, he has that
And the passion.
for the game. Yeah.
Yung term na passionate, like kung naririnig yan sa podcast nila Miguel.
Okay, kasi naman, why not? Mga player naman na gine-guest talaga dun eh. Yun naman talaga ang nag-trigger no kanilang love for this game. Much like you and me, I see some coaches na, I was talking to one player of mine yesterday, and he mentioned about one of the coaches na talagang had that talagang intentional pursuit for scouting players.
Okay.
Oo, na parang every time before games, 2 to 3 games ahead, he would already scout certain players na alam niya magko-contribute. He wants to understand not only tendencies but the trend of play. In the past 3 games, paano siya nagpe-perform, and that to me is a clear indication of how much he really loved this game.
Peralta follow-up, no good.
I now remember why I mentioned na he played for San Juan. I was mentioning about Tonton Peralta.
Iba yun.
Oo, iba si Tonton.
Yung taga-perpetual yun.
Oo. Kanina ko pa iniisip and I finally realized it just now.
Itong free throw na ito, ditsatin niya ng Extreme, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Sablay, unang free throw ni Sam Peralta. Shaq Taganas. Nung first game ni Shaq, 20 rebound siya di ba?
Oh, against Bulacan. And boy, that was probably one of the highest possessions that any team has had in a game. That was, I think, 106 possessions for Parañaque alone. And that was really quick, up and down for both those teams. Alam mo, Aaron Acop, you had Harold Benedictos. Those guys love to run up and down, and so did Yusei Koga and the rest of the Patriots.
Leaning in, Jonathan Medina. Can't get it to go. Olin Monte. looking for a friend. Under 3 minutes left. And what's looking like another win for Marikina and another loss for Parañaque, Coach Mike.
Yup. And come to think of it, itong dalawang teams na ito somehow is no longer that same team from season 5 ba? O season 6 where they had mga locals ng area nila na talagang hoop heroes. And we talk about the Cal Tolentinos, the Eloy Tans, the Marvin Junicios, of Marikina, even the Eric Pilis. They've moved on to other teams, and same case para dito sa Parañaque. So, different looking teams that might be part of the transition na rin para dito sa dalawang teams na to.
MANNY Pay is the digital wallet built for the community. Free throws coming up for Yenes Guerra after getting fouled.
Mga naiwan na lang yata dito sa Marikina. Pero diyan pa si Marlon Basco.
Kaya pala nanonood si Coach Louie din ngayon. Kasi mga former players niya itong mga to eh. Sila Yenes Guerra, Jonathan Medina, sa JRU, di ba?
Oo nga. I remember we talked about these guys
Sa
from the last...
pre-season.
Sa pre-season. Yeah, that's right.
Eh, manonood din siya. Tapos binanggit niya, nalimutan ko sino yung kalaban nila nun eh. Parang across the two teams, ang daming former players niya.
Correct. Parang there were a total of 9 players of him that was playing in that game.
How about Sean Argente, Leicester?
Oh my goodness. Oh my. That game by Sean Argente. You know what? We actually ran a stat on Sean Argente for that game alone. And you know how we talked about effective field goal shooting na yung totoong measure ng shooting mo kasi magkaiba yung weight ng 2 points sa 3 points and the effective field goal shooting changes that.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And so ang ginagawa ng effective field goal shooting is pinagpapantay niya yung value ng 2 points at saka 3 points. No? And they have a computation for that. Sean Argente had an effective field goal shooting of 100%. And so what that tells you is that sobrang, I think 72% yung shooting niya, in that game. And sobrang bigat.
Last 2 minutes brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Jonathan Medina scores for Marikina. 90-65. I don't know if this nickname will stick, but because of the hot shooting of Sean Argente yesterday, tinawag namin siyang El Caliente.
Pwede.
Sean El Caliente Argente.
Oo. Why not? Pwede yun. And the rise of May Kawayan, really a lot of that has to do with how Argente has really performed.
And prior to that game, he was already averaging over 10 points per game.
Yeah.
And he was really finding his groove already. And we're talking about May Kawayan because with Marikina's win today, aangat sila 4-4, Coach Mike. Kahapon, naging 3-4 din yung Bulacan. So my point being is some of the teams already in the north beginning to find their rhythm. You saw Pasay after a slow start ngayon, nasa second place na sila, 5-2. Valenzuela with an upset victory against Quezon City, tabla-tabla na sila dyan, 4-3. So this victory for Marikina is quite important because it sets them up to be competitive dun sa middle to lower portion ng playoff picture in the north.
Oo, totoo. And this is what the 5th straight game already for Sean Argente where he scored in double digits. Those 3 games that they lost, he scored 11, 25, and 15. That was the game against Quezon City, Caloocan, and Quezon. And then he followed that up with a 10-point game against Negros, where his effective field goal shooting was at 60. But man, that 22-point in that game against Rizal really pushed his percentage, and you know that he's in a good groove heading into those last 3 games.
We have a timeout, 54.8 seconds left in the fourth. Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Happy to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon. Medyo maulan amidst the heat. We're live from the Kamalig in Orion, Bataan.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have, our next game. The San Juan Knights are gonna be here. And Marikina clearly headed to this win. Never really looked back. Dominated the paint to start the game. Controlled the long game, running off fast breaks. It's a plus 22 in the fast break game. Even more deficits when it comes to bench points. Of course, definitely led by, the help off the bench by Ed Dakiwa.
Marlon Monte short on the first free throw. Parañaque missing their last bunch of free throws. And he hits that one. They would drop down to 0-8. Extending that losing skid to 31. Nakascore na rin si Rich Luciano para sa Marikina. Final score na lang ang iniintay natin dito. So a win over Negros and now this pending victory over Parañaque, helping them restore order and get themselves on the cusp of those teams that we mentioned already in the North Division, Coach Mike.
Yeah, and second, 2-game win streak for Marikina. Another failed game for Parañaque. You start this season in an 8-game losing streak. Something's gotta be, changing in the way that they play itong Parañaque, because it's tough that you got to the first, third of your total games this season, only to lose all of them.
At dyan po nagtatapos yung ating unang laro. Parañaque still searching for their first win after today, while Marikina surge ahead. After 4 straight losses, they win back-to-back games, including this dominant victory over Parañaque. Best player of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. And you'd like to see much more of these kinds of games from Ed Dakiwa, Coach Mike.
Yeah, 29 points, 11 of 16 from the field, 6 of 9 from the 3 points in 16 minutes of action. He was absolutely unstoppable off the bench. Those 3-pointers, nearly just 16 minutes. Scored 15 in the third quarter alone, and single-handedly broke the game wide open in the second quarter.
Final score po natin is 94-69. Marikina able to beat Parañaque to notch their 4th victory in the North Division. Let's go courtside to Andrea.
Maraming salamat, Ken. First of all, congratulations. Ed, magandang naging contribution ng bawat isa sa game na ito. Pero ikaw, 6 3-point shots made. Tapos lalo ka pang tumodo noong second half, lalo na noong third quarter. And tallying 29 points by the end of the game. Grabe, na-miss namin yung ganitong Ed Dakiwan.
Ayun, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord. Binigay sa amin yung panalo ngayon. Of course, sa family ko din. Sa girlfriend ko, sa family niya, maraming salamat din. Of course, siyempre sa mga listahan ko, sa mga boss namin, Mayor Man Chodoro, Congressman Marcy Chodoro, Councilor Elvis Tolentino, Sir Mark Castro, Bixie Burger, kay Boss Mike, maraming salamat po, Boss Mike. Saka sa Boss Martin sa Bayani PH, Herc Fitness, Carlos PH, One Emerald Auto Parts. Ayun, maraming salamat sa walang sawa niyong suporta po sa amin. And ayun, nakuha namin yung panalo because of them. Thank you.
And also, Ed, back-to-back wins na kayo. No? Obviously, nasa inyo na yung momentum. Gaano ka-importante ito, lalo na sa inyong next game against Batangas?
Of course, pang-boost ng confidence ng team. Siyempre, yung past losses namin, medyo nag-down kami doon. Of course, kailangan namin i-lift up yung isa't isa. Kaya maraming salamat din sa mga teammates ko sa tiwala nila sa akin. Sobrang tiwala nila. So, maraming salamat. Mga ball boys namin, maraming salamat kasi sa mga practice namin, sobrang tsaga nila kahit nagtatatalo nung past games namin. So, yun.
Baka mayroon ka pang nakalimutan batiin.
Hindi. So, maraming salamat. Supportahan niyo po lagi MPBL and God bless sa atin lahat.
Thank you so much. Once again, that was Ed Dakiwag, our best player of the game, brought to us by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Congratulations to Ed Dakiwag and Marikina. Up next, San Juan, mga kalaban ng Bacolod. Dito sa ating second game, huwag kayong alis, mga kaliga. Magbabalik pa po ang Marikina Pilipinas Basketball League.
Sa Visayas at Mindanao, MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.